Okay. Thank you very much. Becca May? Make amazing programs, so we're good. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's Amy Matheni's doing that. I'm glad they've got somebody to do that. That's great. Would you please get your seats? We're going to begin in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We all set?
I'm sorry, say that again. Okay, got it right here. And I'm gonna do it per the book. Because we did, they are moved over there. So, okay. Yeah. Eric
Yeah.
and Corey. Katie's not here. Oh my God, okay. Candace Crawford Hall. Ruth Riley Hunter. Shane Lane and Jenny Martin are not here. Trina, sorry.
Joe Lynch is accepting for Jenny Martin.
Perfect. Oh, yeah, you know what? Hold on, I'm gonna write that on here.
Okay, you gotta give me the rest of it. I'll get out of here. I'll tell you again in a second.
Where am I at here? Hold on. Katrina Merriweather. Gretchen Miles. Stacy Mueller. Abby Wilson Rosen.
I think that's Rosine. Is it Rosine?
She said Rosen.
It is Rosen, because that's a Wabash County name. Is Rosine. Is what, Rosen. Good, thank you.
Murdoch Sherrod. Andy Spear. Liz Stansberry. Lisa Shepard. A.J. Whitehead.
Okay, we're good. Ready to go?
Scott.
We will be introducing the Center Circle officials getting awards tonight, as well as the Silver Anniversary team, and then we'll have the head table introduced for our inductees and special guests.
Is it Lens? L-E-N-T. It is TZ. Okay, just want to make sure. I know. And who's
Good.
doing Karen Meridian? What's his name?
First from the Center Circle officials, it's Mike Eason and Ron McGriff. Then for our Silver Anniversary team, Amber Holly William, A.J. Whitehead, Lisa Shepard Stidham, Andy Spear, Constance Murdoch Sherrod, Julie Schrader, Abby Wilson Rosen, Stacy Mueller, Liz Stansberry Mitchell, Gretchen Miles, Katrina Merriweather, Shannon Lane, Candy Crawford Hall, and Erica Corey. Now for our head table. Stephanie White, Amy Vanderkook, Christy Smith, Kristen Pritchard Messmore, Teresa Wins, Dr. Amy Matheny, Phyllis Tubbs, Mark Baltz, Darlene Matthew, Julie Romatel Meeks, Monica Maxwell, Charles Mayer, Krista Blanc, Gary Andrews, and Cami Cass. These are our honorees tonight, and I know you're very proud of their efforts and what they've done for the girls' basketball over the years. And we'll be having a great program to entertain you and to give you all the information on these people a little bit later on. I believe, do we have a national anthem?
We do.
Yeah, she can come on up. Becca May will give us our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you bow your heads in prayer or silent meditation. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity together tonight to honor each of our inductees and to celebrate their careers and accomplishments. We thank you for their family and friends that are here with them during the celebration tonight, and we thank you for their coaches, teammates, and especially their parents for their help and the guidance of each of our nominees. All of our honorees have contributed much to Indiana basketball and now are providing leadership and are positive role models to the younger generations to follow. As we celebrate the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we ask that the pioneers of women's basketball that have gone on before us will always be remembered for their contributions to make it possible for our honorees to participate in this great game of Indiana basketball. We ask that you bless the food and the hands that prepared it for the nourishment of our bodies. And lastly, tonight we ask that you grant safe travels to everyone in attendance as they return to their homes at the close of our celebration. All of these things we ask in your name and pray that your will be done. Amen.
Good evening. I am Melissa Stanley James, and welcome to the 2022 Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Awards Banquet. We are so excited to celebrate tonight with our honorees and their families and friends. Before we start tonight's celebration, I want to take a few moments and welcome our special guests in attendance. We are honored tonight to have some former Miss Basketballs join us this evening. I see the woman who started it all, Judy Warren. Please stand up. Wait, come on up here so we can really. Also on stage we have the 19 Miss Basketball, Stephanie White. Please stand up. And 1997 Miss Basketball, Lisa Shepard-Sandham. Please stand up. Thank you all, ladies, very much. I am privileged to welcome all Hall of Fame inductees joining us tonight in celebration in person and via our live stream. If you're here inductees, you know who you are. Amy. Congratulations. Thank you. There are many people who have worked tirelessly to make this event a reality. I would like to highlight a few specifically. Chris May, the Executive Director at the Hall of Fame. Kayla Kessler, the Assistant Director, and Cheryl Betton, the Operations Coordinator, and finally Tripp Lukmeyer, the Development Director at the Hall of Fame. We are eternally grateful for all of your hard work and dedication to ensure our honorees receive the recognition and celebration they deserve, so thank you very much. I would also like to thank the Women's Banquet Committee. The reason why everything is so wonderful is because of their hard work the last 6 months preparing for this event. Would you all please stand up and be recognized? Thank you. The pre-dinner music has been wonderful tonight. We are so lucky to have members of the string quartet from Center Grove High School performing for us. Please join me in thanking Gavin Anderson, Hunter Petkovich, Ria Patel, and Lily Spate for tonight's performance. They're over here. And how about the beautiful rendition of our national anthem by Becca May? She's wonderful. Finally, I would like to thank the staff at Primo's for the service they are providing tonight. Thank you all very much. Before we get started tonight, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Committee would like to take this opportunity to invite all of you to help with a project that will benefit girls' basketball history in our state. This project involves compiling each school's career scoring leader and 1,000-point scorers. To the IHSAA, the Hall of Fame, and any other group. On each table, you will find a couple of lists of the career scoring leaders of every school in the state. Please take a moment to look through the list, and if you could help us and provide any more information, please contact Pat McGee. His contact information is noted on the paper on your at your tables. Thank you in advance for your assistance in this very important project. Tonight is all about celebrating. What a better way than to honor these amazing individuals sitting right up here tonight. Let's capture some magical moments and create happy memories as we honor these wonderful people. I'd like to start the evening off introducing Mark Baltz. He's a former official in the National Football League from 1989 through 2013. He has worked as a head linesman throughout his entire career in the NFL and has been assigned to 21 postseason games, including 5 conference championship games. He's also officiated high school basketball for over 25 years. So any of you players out there who may have gotten a bad call from him, he doesn't mean it really. As our wonderful Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame president, it's my pleasure to introduce Mark Baltz and to begin this evening's award portion. Thank you.
Thanks, Melissa, and welcome everybody. Welcome all of those who made the journey out 70 East to Newcastle earlier today, and saw our beautiful facility. Hopefully you're impressed with it. Hopefully, if you aren't already involved, you'll get involved. We're proud of what we do there at the Hall of Fame. It's an honor for me to be in the first of my 2-year term as president, and it was even more of an honor being inducted into the Hall of Fame just last month. So enjoy the evening. We've got a great evening planned. You're here at Primo's, one of the primary banquet facilities in the entire Marion County area. They do a wonderful job for us year in and year out. Welcome to all the inductees. Welcome to the Silver Anniversary team, all of our guests, everybody in attendance. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your evening, and thanks for coming. take up officiating when you go to Ohio U. And I said, hey, I see I'm doing fine, dear. How are you? Nice to see you again. She's done July 1. Well, I think a lot of things came into it. You know more about this than I do. She was always in athletics before she went to the ISC. She's got a pension there. Her ceiling on her pension before she went to the ISC, it was in the 60s or 70s. But they paid him like on the last 5 years. Yeah. So now she's going to go to Franklin Central and get a big bump. And for 5 years, she'll bring her 5-year average way up. So she'll be a little more comfortable. I think that's the major. She also raised thoroughbred racehorses. Her property, probably 5 acres. 45 right. I think there's a lot of things to consider. It's going to hurt a little bit from an officiating standpoint. She's the one person in there that does it. A lot of people maybe all night. We'll see what happens. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
Anything else?
No, sir. We've got 23 kids. lot different than high school basketball or college basketball. I guess you did. Coming up through the ranks, I've been involved in all that. Once you finally get the secretary, president, started telling everybody 6 years ago. The day they elect me referee, president of the Indianapolis Hall of Fame, every head coach in the state will roll over and swear. So now listen to me. Last June 17th, and you'll know this because you live in Salt. Last June 17th, we had our last board meeting, we were on July the 5th year. Last June 17th, we were in Newcastle. 4:30 in the afternoon was our final board meeting. Jerry Pearson, our outgoing president, hands me the gavel. I end the meeting and go out in my car and start to drive back to Zion. I turn on the radio and I hear that southwestern Indiana just had a earthquake. Were you around? Do you remember that? You might have been on vacation. Okay. You probably didn't have. Yeah. Right, right. Sure, you're on that call. Yep. Right. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Like me, I only eat so much rubber chicken.
But I mean, that's, I didn't, he is living with us. He's already, we've already looked at our alarm system. He's already been there. I wish I never even thought of it. But it's
think? Not too much. Are you handing them their plaques? No. Do you want me to? Step back. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. That's fine. No, we'll just do it right here. Yeah. We had a little. Good deal. Firecracker.
I gotta tell you, she has put this down to organization.
She's done a great job.
She's done a great job. And a great job of communicating with people. We're going to start the program in about 5 minutes. So we suggest that you finish what you're doing and find a place to sit and enjoy. No thanks, I'm not. Thank you. I haven't seen her.
She's sitting over there. She's either over there or she's back there with the Hall of Fame table. They're back there in front of the screen. I don't know. She sat over there last year, but I see Chris and all of them are back there in the back. I don't know. Guess not.
She could be working the crowd. Mark, do you have the president's award together?
I realized I messed up and announced him too early. I'm sorry.
We're good.
Okay.
It's all right.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, by the way, I refereed basketball for 47
He did-
years,
he-
not 25.
I don't
He
know.
did a
I got it
great
out of the
job.
paper.
What do they know?
Well, I'm going to stand up and.
I'm just
I'd like to make a correction. You said 47 years? 47?
I refereed for a total of 50 years.
Oh my God.
Don't say
I'd like to make a correction. I just realized that I made a small faux pas. 50 years he was officiating. 50 years. Let's give him a hand.
And he lived through it.
Holy moly. That means that I was like, I was 4 years old. That's pretty good.
Now that she got your attention. Thank you, Melissa. We welcome you once again and hope that you had a good dinner. We know it's always good here, and we appreciate the prompt service so we can get our program going. Once again, we'll call on Mark Baltz, and of course, he is the president of the Indiana High School Basketball Hall of Fame, and he will make the President's Award.
Thanks, Rita, and thanks, Melissa. You didn't have to do that, but it did sound kind of funny when you said I refereed in the NFL for 25 years, and I refereed high school basketball for 25 years, which means I went right in the NFL when I started officiating. And let me tell you, that just doesn't happen. So anyway, again, welcome everybody. My first order of business this evening in my first year as president of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame is to present a President's Award. I gave a President's Award away at the men's banquet last month to outgoing President Jerry Pearson, who I replaced, who was a tremendous asset to me as I was coming up through the ranks, as I noted. For the Women's Award tonight, it's pretty easy for my first presidential award honoree, but I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a story about how things go full circle. They say, you know, things in life go full circle. Here's a perfect example. I first met this young lady 46 years ago. She was a member of the Warsaw Lady Tigers basketball team. Now you already know who she is, but I'm going to keep telling you the story. The first year of girls high school basketball here in the state of Indiana, and I was a resident in Fort Wayne. And that's the only reason for the correction, so I couldn't have done what I did if we hadn't have made that correction. But she played in the sectional at Tippecanoe Valley High School. Needless to say, she won that sectional and went on to the regional. Already noted. But the funny thing about that, and I told her this when I first reacquainted myself with her about a dozen years ago when I got involved with the Hall of Fame, she didn't remember me from Adam, which was fine. And all I remembered about her was, boy, is she short. But boy, was she great. But anyhow, I was one of the 4 officials assigned by the IHSAA to referee that Tippecanoe Valley sectional. And I refereed the championship game in which this young lady won the first ever girls sectional and Warsaw High School. Let's go a little more full circle. And our MC this evening, Rita Price Simpson from WRSW in Warsaw, Indiana, was there that evening and broadcasted that ball game. She also broadcasted the state finals, and she's broadcasted every women's state final since. Let's give her a hand. And also at the head table this evening, Teresa Wins officiated the first women's state championship basketball game. So we go full circle, pretty much so, and about 12 years ago when I got involved in the Hall of Fame, here's this young lady, and she's just all over the place doing all sorts of things and helping here and helping there, and I'm thinking, gosh darn, she's got a lot of energy. She's great to have around, and my 12 years later, things haven't changed, and she's been running around like a chicken with her head cut off tonight. She's a valuable asset to Donna Sullivan and the Women's Committee, and in my year as president, my previous years as vice president and coming up, she is just a tremendous asset to this organization. Don't walk away, Judy. I see you going that way. Please welcome Judy Warren, President Award winner. Quick getting up and getting out. We got this podium in there.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I do have one other order of business, Rita, that I was just handed before everybody got here this evening. We have a scholarship program at the Hall of Fame, and tonight we'd like to give special recognition to 3 student athletes who have made a considerable impact on their communities in the classrooms and in building the history of Indiana basketball. We recognize these 3 recipients of this year's Gifts of the Game Scholarship. This was initially funded by the second largest private donation in Hall of Fame history. The Gifts of the Game scholarships grant 4-year renewable college scholarships to Indiana high school seniors who have participated in Indiana high school basketball as player, manager, trainer, statistician, or in another way in the pursuit of post-secondary education. The 3 recipients of those scholarships this year were announced this past January, and they are here with us tonight. We would like to recognize them. The first is Madison Axum of Elkhart. Madison is a 4-year varsity basketball starter and co-team captain for Elkhart High School girls basketball team. Axum's on-court success is recognized throughout her nomination to the Prep Girls Hoops 2021 NIC Watch List and District 1 IBCA Player of the Week. In addition to basketball, Axum is captain of the Lady Lions for both golf and track and field, earning numerous accolades for the latter, including all-conference, team MVP, and consecutive appearances at the state track meet for the 4x100-meter relay and high jump. She's an active contributor in the community and classroom as well. She holds positions in the Student Athletic Council, Student Government, National Juniors Honor Society, Habitat for Humanity, and volunteers at Upwards Basketball League, refereeing, good for you, and Firehouse Christmas with Santa. She's the daughter of Mary and Jared Axum of Elkhart. Axum plans to continue her academic and athletic career at Goshen College. Madison was unable to be with us this evening, but we would like to recognize and congratulate Madison Axum of Elkhart for her accomplishments on and off the basketball court. The second of our 3 honorees is Carson Dibble of Columbus. Carson is a senior starter and 4-year participant in basketball at Columbus North High School, leading his team to an overall record of 16-8 his senior year. Earning varsity letters in both basketball and football, he's selected as Academic All-State his senior season. Carson additionally supports his high school through the Bulldogs Unified Track and Field Team. Beyond athletic accomplishments, he's an active member of the Foundation for Youth, Boys and Girls Club of Columbus, and volunteers for Toys for Tots, the Alzheimer's Association, and mentoring younger students. He is the son of Greg and Rita Dibble of Columbus. Tripp Lukemeyer and I were honored to go to Columbus North back in January and present Carson with his award. Please join us in congratulating Carson Dibble for his accomplishments on and off the basketball court. He's back here at table 69. Stand up, Carson. Bailey is a 4-year varsity letter winner on the girls basketball team for the Warsaw Lady Tigers, earning all conference and academic all-state honors her senior year. Leading her team to a combined 4-year record of 65-30, Stevens additionally earned honorable mention all-area honors in basketball and participates in cross-country for the Lady Tigers and equestrian. Her success on the court is mirrored in the classroom, earning honor roll honors each year at Warsaw High School, and is a community leader as an active member of 4-H. Stevens is also a volunteer at her local YMCA as a youth development and works in basketball development. The daughter of Melanie and Robert Stevens of Warsaw, Stevens plans to continue her academic and basketball career at Lawrence. Congratulating Bailey Stevens for her accomplishment on and off the court. Also back here at table 69. Bailey, thank you for being with us. Okay, back over to Rita. Thanks, Rita.
I think you took my cheat sheet.
I did. You're in trouble.
I know I'm in deep trouble without that. There it is. Thank you. Just a note, about people who have done so much for the game and are very, just unusually humble about it. When Judy Warren was inducted in the Hall of Fame, I came down for that, and we were talking and looking at her display at the hall. And I said, Judy, where are those little tiny shoes you wore? She wore size 4.5 Chuck Taylors, and they were dyed orange. And I said, they need to be in there. And she said, well, I don't have them. I said, well, where are they? Well, I don't think I have them anymore. Well, what happened to them? Well, I mowed grass in them until I had to throw them away. There you go. That's somebody who is not all caught up with herself, but she certainly did some great things. And the thing I like about it, the shorter I get, she's just as short as I am. So the more I shrink, I don't feel bad about it. I can see her eye to eye. Wonderful opportunities here, Mark. Thank you very much. The Center Circle Official Award is something that's given every year. And Center Circle Award member and recipient was Terry Magnuson. He'll make that award for you right now.
Good evening. Now, I know as you listen to the introduction and you look at the name that's on the program, I am not Terry. Terry is my efficient assistant. He's around here someplace. I am Teresa Wins. I am a member of the Women's Hall of Fame Committee. Each year, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame recognizes those who have made an outstanding contribution to Indiana high school basketball as may be recognized each year for their work in girls basketball. Recipients must be nominated and have displayed a long, dedicated, and decorated career to work in Indiana high school games, as both of tonight's recipients have done. Assisting again with our presentation this evening is previous Center Circle Official Award recipient. One of the recipients of the Center Circle Officials Award is Mike Eason. Mike is a graduate of South Newton High School, where he played football, baseball, and he swam. He attended Ball State University, where he earned a degree in accounting. His officiating career has included over 26 girls sectionals, 15 regionals, 7 semi-states, and 5 girls state finals assignments in 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, and finals, including this past season. He has been a longtime member of the Indiana Officials Association, utilizing his professional skills as the association's treasurer and member of the audit committee. He resides in Cumberland and works with Indiana Members Credit Union. Please join me as we salute the 2022 Center Circle Officials Award recipient, Mike Eason. Our second recipient of the Center Circle Officials Award is Ron McGriff. Ron is a graduate of Southwestern Shelby High School, cross country and track for the Spartans. His girls basketball officiating experience includes 25 girls sectional, 19 regionals, 9 semi-states, and state finals. High school athletic. A member of the Southeastern Officials Association and the Indiana Officials Association, he has shown his leadership as the association's basketball chairperson, has served as a clinician, and served in a mentoring role. Residing in Whiteland, he has been employed with Duke Energy. Please join me as we greet the 2022 Center Circle Awards recipient, Bron McGriff. Let's congratulate Mike and Ron again for their great work as sports officials. Before I leave the podium, let me just say that sports officials serve a vital role in the administration of sports contests. Without them, there are no contests. Because of retirements and other personal decisions, many officials are leaving the avocation of Oftentimes, these officials are not replaced with other persons joining the officiating ranks. While there are fewer officials, that's right, you know what I'm going to say. When there are fewer officials, there are fewer contests. We can't play contests without officials. Contests may be possible sometimes to be rescheduled, but oftentimes they are simply canceled. Cancel contest means fewer student athletes get to participate. I say this to make the point that additional officials are needed in all sports across the state. So if you have an interest or know someone who does, call the IHSA office to learn how to become a licensed official. You'll be doing a great service to the student athletes of this great state of Indiana. Thank you.
Each year, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame honors the team that won the state championship 25 years ago. At this time, we recognize the 1997 Martinsville Lady Artesians. Martinsville became the 16th different school to claim the state championship in the 22nd annual Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball State Finals on March 1st, 1997 at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Coached by Hall of Famer Jan Connor, Martinsville defeated Crown Point 66-59 for its 24th consecutive victory, and they ended up 26-1, finishing into the championship season. They finished the regular season ranked second in the state. Junior forward April Traylor led Martinsville offensively with 17 points, and Chris 14 points each. Earlier in the day, Martinsville had beaten Columbus East 55-51 with four players, Leslie Deaton, April Traylor, Kristen Bodine, and Lee Ann Harden in double figures. Martinsville claimed the 1997 state title with just one senior on the roster, and that ushered in the class basketball era as it is in 1998, 4A champions a year later with most of the same roster. We'll call up the members of the team now, please. Members of the 1997 Martinsville Lady Artesians include April Traylor, Kristen Bodine, Natalie Roden, Courtney Cooper, Leslie Deaton, Leanne Harden, Natalie Lewis, Ashley Pierce, Michelle one, not here. But Jan, your crowd came up to really help you celebrate tonight, didn't they? Yes, they did. Assistant coaches were Carrie Nichols, Jim Thomas, and Sandy Gerard. The head coach, Jan Connor. Ladies and gentlemen, the 26-1 1997 state champion Martinsville Artesians. Let's give them all a big hand. Did you hear that question? Jan was asked, are you going to make the kids that didn't come run laps? Aha! Did she make you guys run a few laps? Oh, yes. Well, our congratulations to all of them. A great feat and a great team and a great program. We now call up the 2022 Silver Anniversary Team, and what a distinguished group we have here tonight. Dr. Amy Matheny will make those presentations.
So I'll be introducing our graduating Newcastle. She was the only four-time All-North Central Conference player in Newcastle history and led teams to 3 of their 5 best seasons in program history, winning 4 sectionals titles, 2 regionals on teams that went 63-26. She won the 1996 state three-point competition, was a 4-time All-Sectional and twice All-Regional, and the 2-time Henry County Player of the Year. She played at Southern Illinois Edwardsville, where she started 18 games as a sophomore before a career-ending back injury that has required 11 surgeries. God love you. Erica says about basketball that it brought me a lot of joy, but also taught me a lot of adversity, but I wouldn't have it any other way. She taught and coached at Lafayette Jeff from 2007 to 2010 with Hall of Fame coach Jan Connor. I am sure you could tell us a lot of stories. And since 2012, she has been part owner of her family lawn care business in Newcastle, where she lives with her husband Mark and their 18-year-old daughter Kyra. Erica Corey, Newcastle. Katie Douglas, Perry Meridian High School. Katie's not here. And accepting on her behalf is her coach, Mike Armstrong. So Katie has a really good reason for not being here. She's just had twins. So she's got her hands full. Katie was an Indiana All-Star, Indianapolis Super Team Player of the Year, first team All-State, and a 3-time All-Marion County. She set Perry Meridian records in career and season scoring, assists, and steals. Her senior year, the team finished 26-1, where they got beat in the semi-state. She was a 2-time first-team All-American at Purdue, a member of the Boilers' 1999 National Championship team, and a 2001 Final Four squad. She was Big Ten Player of the Year and the 10th pick in the 2001 WNBA draft. She played 14 seasons in the league and was on 5 WNBA All-Star selections, winning the WNBA All-Star MVP in 2006. She was a key member on the Indiana Fever's 2012 WNBA championship team. I do believe her assistant coach we are inducting tonight, Stephanie White. That was a great team. And Katie retired among WNBA career leaders in scoring, three-pointers, and steals. She resides in Indianapolis with her husband and her baby twins. Katie Douglas, Perry Meridian. Candace Crawford Hall, Homestead High School. And Candy, they got it right in the program. It's an I. Right. Candy averaged a double-double all 4 seasons of high school, winning 4 sectional titles and being named the Northeast Girls Player of the Year, and she was an Indiana All-Star. She played in 125 games over 4 seasons at Purdue University and was a member of their 1998 Elite 8 team, their 1999 National Championship team, and she started 17 of 38 games as a senior for their 2001 National Runner-Up Team, all while earning academic All-American honors. She worked in the sport marketing for Arizona State University, basketball communications with the WNBA, Phoenix Mercury, and since 2006 has worked at FedEx. On winning, Candy said, "Don't think of your losses as failures, but lessons, and never settle or be complacent." Candy resides in Fort Wayne with her husband, and they have 5 children and 5 grandchildren. Candace Crawford Hall, Homestead. Ruth Riley Hunter from North Miami High School. Ruth is unable to attend tonight because, of all things, she's having to do analysis for the Miami Heat NBA playoff games. Ruth was an Indiana All-Star and an honorable mention All-American while leading her team to an undefeated regular season, sectional championship, and a 20-1 record as a senior. She set 12 school records in the process. At Notre Dame, she scored over 2,000 points and was a 3-time All-American and the 2001 National Player of the Year, capped by leading the Irish to the 2001 National Championship. She was Most Outstanding Player of the 2001 Final Four. She was the 5th pick in the 2001 WNBA draft, where she played 12 seasons in the league, was a 2-time WNBA champion, a 2003 WNBA Finals MVP, and a WNBA All-Star, and the first vice president of the WNBA Players Association. She was a member of the 2004 gold medal U.S. women's basketball team. And after serving as general manager of the San Antonio Stars since 2018, she has been a TV and radio analyst for the Miami Heat. Ruth Riley Hunter, North Miami. Shannon Lane, Yorktown High School. Shannon was also unable to be with us tonight. Shannon scored over 1,600 career points during her career at Yorktown. She won 2 county championships and a 1996 sectional championship. She was a 1996 Indiana Junior All-Star, a 2-time East Central Indiana Player of the Year, and a 3-time Delaware County Player of the Year. She went on to score over 1,000 career points in 4 seasons at the University of South Florida and graduated among program leaders in career three-pointers. Earning a degree in marine and environmental science, she resides in Northbrook, Illinois, and has been employed at the Shedd Aquarium and the Lincoln Park Zoo. Shannon Lane, Yorktown. Jenny Martin, Center Grove High School, and accepting on her behalf tonight, her coach, Joe Lentz. I think if I understand right, she's to be induced pretty soon, so everybody's just having babies. A starter for Center Grove's 1996 state champions, Jenny graduated 2nd in school history and scoring. She was an Indiana All-Star and honorable mention on a team ranked 4th in the nation in the USA Today. She played 4 seasons at Miami of Ohio, where she was a team captain, 3-time MAC Academic Honor Roll, and an Academic All-American nominee. Jenny is employed in the medical field, and she is currently the sales director for Abbott's Medical Devices and resides in Indianapolis. Jenny Martin, Center Grove. Katrina Merriweather, Cathedral High School. Katrina was an Indiana All-Star and was the Indianapolis City Recorder Athlete of the Year after leading Cathedral to 4 sectional titles and the 1996 Regional Championship. A 4-year letter winner at the University of Cincinnati, she was the first player in UC history to play in 4 postseason tournaments, win 1 NCAA tournament berth, and 3 WNIT appearances. She has been an assistant coach at the University of Cincinnati, at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and at Purdue. From 2016 to 21, she was the head coach of Wright State, leading them to 3 conference championships, 2 conference tournament titles, and was named Conference Coach of the Year 3 times. And wait till you hear where she is now. As a coach, she says, her legacy is about helping people being the best role model I can be. Katrina is in her first season as the head coach of the University of Memphis. So we're going to be watching them next year. She resides in Memphis with her 2-year-old Silver Lab Bailey, who she left home tonight. Katrina Merriweather, Cathedral. Gretchen Miles, Washington High School. Gretchen graduated second in school history with almost 1,600 career points and over 600 assists, while setting multiple school records. She was part of teams that went 89-9, winning 4 conference titles, 4 sectional titles, 4 regional championships, and reached the 1995 state finals. She was a 1996 Indiana Junior All-Star, All-State, and a 1997 Evansville Courier Player of the Year. She attended the University of Southern Indiana, where she played basketball and tennis. Since 2008, she's been the head coach of her alma mater, Washington High School, with a 196-91 record, 2 consecutive sectional championships as well. She's a 3-time HBCA Coach of the Year, 2014 IBCA District Coach of the Year, and the 2014 Indiana All-Star Assistant Coach. Gretchen says they pride their program in knowing that building positive relationships with their players is their #1 priority, and her goal is to develop winners that will succeed in all facets of life. Gretchen Miles, Washington. And now for the best dressed of the evening, an honor she said she was going for, Stacy Mueller, Evansville Harrison High School. Come on, she got that outfit all the way from India now. Let's give it up. I told her she looked like a Canadian mounted Rocky Police. Stacy was a 1990, she said I could say that. Stacy was a 1997 Indiana All-Star while also setting a school record in men's and women's with over 1,700 career points. Her senior year, she was the state's leading scorer at almost 29 points a game and was named Evansville City Player of the Year and Conference Player of the Year. She was a 3-time All-City and All-Conference and led the city of Evansville in scoring all 4 seasons. She played 2 seasons at Indiana University and then finished her degree in criminal justice at Charleston Southern University. Stacy says the basketball taught her a lot about discipline and a work ethic that was far beyond the norm, as well as how to work on a team, which has benefited her greatly in her esteemed career. Stacy has served in the Air Force and is currently a police officer with the Atlanta Police Department in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Stacy, for your service. She lives in Atlanta with her wife, Angela. Stacy Mueller, Evansville Harrison. Abby Wilson Rosen, Huntington North High School. Abby scored over 1,200 points at Huntington North and set records in career rebounds, blocks, and season rebounds. She was the 5th all-time career scorer and was a member of the 96 Junior All-Stars. She was on teams that won 91 games, including 4 sectional championships, 3 regionals, and was a member of the 1995 Huntington North Lady Vikings State Championship team. She played at the University of South Florida and earned her degree in elementary education, graduating cum laude. Abby says that basketball set in motion a life where I will never turn my back on a challenge and know with perseverance, all things can happen. After working outside the home for the last 20 years, she is currently living in Fisher, where she spends much of her time homeschooling her 3 children. God bless you, Abby. Abby Wilson Rosen, Huntington North. Julie Schrader, Twin Lakes High School. This is where I need a drink. I mean water. excuse me, Julie was a 1997 Indiana All-Star and a 96 Indiana Junior All-Star who scored over 1,600 points in her high school career, along with over 900 rebounds and almost 300 blocks. Between her and Abby, they weren't letting anybody shoot in the lane. She set numerous Twin Lakes records and led them to a pair of sectional titles and 2 conference titles. At Butler, she surpassed the 1,000 career points and nearly 600 rebounds over 4 seasons and was the MCC All-Conference and Academic All-Conference. Julie has had a lengthy career at Butler, well, until recently she was the Senior Associate Director of Career and Professional Success, but just recently she's been offered a new job where she will be the regional sales rep for a small staffing firm. Julie lives in Carmel with her son, Ben, and her significant other, Jeff. Julie Schrader, Twin Lakes. Constance Murdoch Sherrod from South Bend Clay High School. Constance was an Indiana All-Star. She was first-team All-State, and she was a Nike All-American participant after setting records at her high school with over 1,000 career points and nearly 1,000 career rebounds. After a 5-12 freshman season, her Clay teams improved every year, and with her leadership as a senior, they had a 20-2 record and won a coveted sectional title. She was a member of Purdue's 1998 Elite Eight and 1999 National Championship teams, and went on to sign with the WNBA Houston Comets. On winning, she says, "Winning is a culmination of hard work and opportunity and builds self-confidence." She earned a law degree from DePaul University, and after many years in solo practice is now the managing attorney of a law firm in Chicago. She's a big deal. Although she's a busy lawyer, she has found time to keep basketball in her life by volunteering as a coach with AAU and FAAM in Evanston, as well as start a basketball program at church, because why not church and basketball? She resides in Chicago with her husband and 2 children, Constance Murdoch Sherrod, South Bend Clay. Andy Spear, Jennings County High School. Andy was both a 1997 Indiana All-Star and a Junior All-Star, leading Jennings County to 2 sectional championships and a Hoosier Hills Conference championship in her career. She was All-Conference and 3 times earned All-Area honors on teams that went 65-17 in 4 years. She was a 4-year player at the University of Evansville as a part of their Missouri Valley Conference championship team and participated in 1 NCAA national tournament and 1 WNIT tournament. She resides in North Vernon, Andy Spear, Jennings County. Now, this was out of your program, so if you're looking for Liz, you might have to flip back. This is Liz Hazelwood Stansbury from Center Grove High School. Liz scored over 1,000 points as a 4-year starter, was a key member of the 1996 state championship team. Besides her state title, her teams went 63-8, winning 4 sectionals, 2 regionals, and 4 Johnson County championships. Liz earned all sectional, all regional, all semi-state, all metro, and 4 years she was all county. She was also a 3-time All-State and an Indiana All-Star. She was a senior on Center Grove's team that was ranked 4th in the nation in USA Today. She attended Vincennes University and was a member of their 29-1 team that was ranked 6th in the country. She completed her career at Murray State University, earning all conference honors. Liz says on her years of playing basketball, "I am a team player and always consider others throughout my life because that's what I was taught on the court, to keep your eyes open." And she credits her father for teaching her as her coach. Liz is a licensed nurse and is currently the corporate director of business development for neuropsychiatric, where she resides in Brown County, Indiana. Liz Stansbury Mitchell, Center Grove. Lisa Shepard Stidham from Richmond High School. Lisa was the 1997 Indiana Miss Basketball in what you can imagine was a very competitive year. She was also the Gatorade Indiana Player of the Year. She was Parade First Team All-American and was a WBCA All-American. She set Richmond records with over 2,000 career points, including 49 points in one game. At Penn State, she averaged double figures in all 4 seasons, compiling over 1,600 career points, and was honorable mention All-American for the Lady Lions 2000 NCAA Final Four team. She has been on the girls' coaching staff at North Central High School and is currently on the coaching staff at Hamilton Southeastern High School. She says that basketball is simply the fabric of who I am. When asked her thoughts on winning, she says, it's more about the process to get to the result, which is why she's a very successful owner of Dreammakers Basketball and SNS Elite Sports. She resides in New Palestine with her husband and 2 children, Lisa Shepard Stidham, Richmond. Okay. By the way, are you taking sign-ups tonight? Lisa, everybody's got kids in the room? Okay. Tammy Steiner from Kokomo High School is not here tonight, but is Mike McCroskey in the room that he can accept on her behalf? Oh, he slipped out. We're going to let him know. Tammy was an Indiana All-Star, an Indiana Junior All-Star, and she graduated among Kokomo career leaders in scoring, assists, and three-pointers. She was a 3-year All-North Central Conference and a 3-time Howard County co-MVP and twice the regional MVP on teams winning 4 sectionals, 3 regionals, and making a 1996 and a 1994 state finals appearance. She resides in Knightstown. Tammy Steiner, Kokomo. AJ Whitehead, Northwood High School. And just so you know, if you ask AJ what AJ stands for, she said, my first and last name. AJ was a recipient of the 1997 IHSAA Mental Attitude Award for girls basketball, leading her Northwood team to a 25-1 season and to the state finals that year. Her teams went 68-4 over 3 seasons, winning 3 Northern Lakes Conference titles, 3 sectionals, and 3 regionals, and she was all-conference her junior and senior years. She was a 3-time All-American and national championship in college by leading Bethel College to the 2000 National Christian College Athletic Association Championship and was named National Player of the Year. She played overseas with Athletes in Action and with Berlin Baskets in Germany. On winning, she says, it's the result of a culture of trust and accountability to self and your teammates and requires selflessness. On her opportunity to travel abroad with basketball, she says, it has shattered my world lens and is still being reconstructed as a mosaic. That's going to be the tagline for why women should play basketball. I love that. She has held a career in strength and conditioning, including working with the Turkish Basketball Federation, and yes, she speaks Turkish, and at numerous Division I schools, including Purdue. She is currently at the University of Wisconsin, where she is the strength and conditioning coach for the women's basketball team, so we have to watch them this next few years. She lives in Madison with her fiance, Gina, AJ Whitehead, Northwood. Amber Holly Williams, Seymour High School. You know, I should have known Southern Indiana would show up. Amber was an Indiana All-Star and a Junior All-Star. She was also a 4-year starter for Hall of Fame coach Donna Sullivan, scoring over 1,200 points. She graduated 2nd in Seymour girls history in scoring and career assists and 4th in rebounds, and was All-South Central Conference for 4 years. She played in over 100 college games at New Mexico State and IUPUI combined, and holds records at IUPUI in free throws and field goals. She says she learned to do her best, that to be humble in victory and gracious in defeat. And that's what basketball taught her. Leadership skills, self-discipline, self-control, teamwork, time management, and how to face adversity and rise above it. She has coached basketball at Trinity Lutheran High School, Jennings County Middle School, and with the Seymour Lady Owls basketball. Amber holds a master's in teaching and is currently an elementary physical education teacher in Seymour, where she lives with her husband Ben and 4 daughters. You just need one more, Amber, and you could have a whole starting 5. And her 9-year-olds are twins who are here tonight, and they live in Seymour, obviously. Amber Holly Williams, Seymour. So, before we end here, every year we talk about the power of women participating in sports. And this year is no different. I think you can see that this is an amazing group, not just winners, and they won on every level they played, but they translated their experience into being police officers and school teachers and attorneys and business owners and coaches and NBA announcers and mothers of twins. Yes, we have 2 of them in this group that are mothers of twins. So one last time, I want the Silver Anniversary team to all stand up. Let's give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Women's Silver Anniversary team.
Hi, Lynn. How you doing? Thanks for being with us.
Darlene's coming up right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce our Indiana Fever 2022 Silver Medal Award winner, Darlene Matthew. She is no stranger to athletics in Indiana. As a past member of the IHSAA Girls Advisory Committee, a past president, and currently serves as their membership chairman for the Indiana Coaches of Girls Sports Association, a retired member of the Indiana and National Interscholastic Administration Association, and currently serves on the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Committee. She and her husband, Rick, are lifetime members of the Basketball Hall of Fame, and you can always find them in attendance at both the boys' and girls' state finals, watching all 4 games. Darlene's career at Westview High School for 46 years as a teacher, coach, and athletic director speaks for itself, and you can read about that in the program. The Westview athletic community was blessed to have her leadership and vision, and I'm sure they appreciated her time and contributions while at Westview High School. Prior to COVID and Zoom meetings, she and I have spent countless hours and traveled many miles together to meetings for committees and executive boards that we have served on. And I might say, we've solved all the problems of the world and in the state of Indiana, but we just can't get anybody to listen to us. We are both pre-Title IX ladies that didn't have the opportunity to participate in sports in our high schools just because we were girls. Thanks to Birch Bayh, the father of Title IX, and the early pioneers, such as Pat Roy and Mildred Ball, the young female athletes today have the opportunities that we didn't. And our hope is there are young women out there that will still continue to take the leadership roles and finish the battle, because it is not totally done. Maybe it'll be one of our honorees tonight, or maybe it'll be one of the over thousands of female athletes participating in athletics right now in Indiana. But more importantly, what you don't know about Darlene and her husband Rick, that's not in your program tonight, is their love and devotion to their children and especially the grandchildren. A great example of this was just last January. On the weekend, they started out Friday night by attending the basketball game of one of the grandsons that played on West Noble. Saturday morning, they headed to Bloomington to attend their granddaughter's gymnastics meet or volleyball match. From there, they went to Hauser High School to watch another grandson play in a basketball game. From there, they came to Greensburg to attend an awards ceremony with me that evening, returned to Bloomington. Then on Sunday, they attended 2 more basketball games for their grandson, and late that afternoon, while Rick was driving home, Darlene participated in a Zoom meeting for the ICGSA Executive Board. That makes me tired. I know that her contributions and impact on athletics, and in particular basketball in the state of Indiana, make Darlene Matthew a very deserving 2022 Silver Medal Award winner. Our partners with the Indiana Fever remind you to cheer for the Indiana Fever as their season starts and tips off on Mother's Day. For more tickets and schedules, visit feverwnba.com. We are honored tonight to have Lynn Dunn, the general manager of the Indiana Fever and a previous silver medal recipient herself, present Darlene with the award. Lynn?
Congratulations, Silver Medal Award winner.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, and thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and do this. I appreciate it, and it's much appreciated. Thank you very much. I'm ready to go. I've been ready to be done.
Time out. Take a time out. Just relax.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame for the afternoon reception today. Those who put it on did a wonderful job. I would like to thank my friends, and I would name them, but I'm afraid I will forget, for coming down, spending the day with us. They were here at the hall, and then they are here this evening. I'd like to thank my husband, my 4 children and their spouses, and my 10 grandchildren for all being here tonight. I appreciate them taking the time. They too had to drive, some of them from northern Indiana, and one of them came from Boston, so thank you. I will read my speech and hopefully not miss anything. I keep thinking she's going to sit down. Sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and honored guests. I would like to congratulate the inductees and the winners of award winners. What a great honor to be selected for these awards. I would like to thank Donna Sullivan for nominating me, the selection committee, and the Indiana Fever for sponsoring this award. I would like to thank and share this honor with my family, my Westview family, and especially those who were my go-to help when we came to running events. None of this would be possible without any of their help and support. Serving on the Hall of Fame Advisory Committee all started with Mildred Ball asking Phyllis and I, along with others, to be a part of the committee. The committee was always gracious to have their meetings on the same Sunday as ICGSA. Phyllis and I have spent many hours driving from northern Indiana and she from Michigan to attend these meetings. I grew up on a farm where I learned the value of hard work. In school, I did not get to participate in sports as a female athlete have today. We had GAA, Girls Athletic Association. Our sponsor would take groups to various activities on Saturday. My high school physical education and home economics teachers were my inspiration to become a teacher. I had the privilege of doing my student teaching with my high school PE teacher, Marcia Carpenter at Wawasee. She was the track coach and the gymnastics coach. She coached a track team to a state championship and a couple of individual state champion gymnasts. She was a founding member of ICGSA and a great role model. In 1975, I started my first year of teaching at Westview. I coached volleyball, basketball, and junior high track. My husband coached cross-country, JV boys basketball, and baseball. We were both very busy with activities at school and raising a family. In the first 2 years, I did not have an assistant coach, so I coached both varsity and JV. My first year, I asked the principal to be able to practice some practice times after school. The principal agreed to let us have some practice time. In the days that we could not practice after school, we practiced in the AM with the JV boys. Friday after school, we would practice with the freshman boys, and sometimes we would scrimmage them. I learned a lot from my husband and watching the boys practice and games. In 1980, I became the girls' sports director. I was the third person to have this job since 1975. I had asked for a full basketball schedule and was told that they could not find anyone. I made one phone call and got a game. During my time as girls AD, there were several sports that were added: cross-country, softball, tennis, golf, soccer, golf, and gymnastics. We had individuals that participated in swimming and diving and gymnastics when we no longer could support a team. In 1989, I became the boys and girls athletic director. During this time, we added a new spectator gym. There are 18 baskets and 3 full courts. It's pretty amazing for a small school. In the old gym, on game night, we only sold 300 tickets to the fans. And those fans might not have been the opponent's fans. The second gym allowed our junior high teams to practice and play games at the high school, and no longer having to travel to the elementary. Somewhere in here, I inherited the junior high sports program. During my time as tenure as athletic director, soccer became an IHSAA sport. Westview had played soccer since the late 60s, early 70s when Westview was formed as a school. We had a great feeder program that was in place that put Westview ahead of many of the area schools. We have had outstanding cross-country teams, 2 state champions. Our tennis team has been to state finals. Boys basketball won 2 state champions and a runner-up. The girls were runner-up in basketball as well. Volleyball team made it to the state finals, and we have several individual champions in boys and girls track. We have had 4 mental attitude winners. Actually, this year, I wasn't there, they've added a couple more to this. It has been a fun ride that I was lucky to be a part of. Thank you, Randy, Rich, and Westview for allowing me to be a part of the Westview Athletics. Thank you to the Westview support group, Melody, Tracy, Dee, and several others. We have had some good and trying times working at events. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you to Rick and my 4 children, Susie, Rich, Chandra, and Kara, for your support during all these many hours and years. Thank you to the Basketball Hall of Fame, the Women's Committee, especially Mildred Ball, Donna Sullivan, and Phyllis for honoring me with this award. I'd like to share this honor with all of you. No one can do this alone. It takes a village to achieve great things. A special thank you to those pioneers of girls sports, especially Pat Roy, Mildred Ball, and all of those that believe girls had an opportunity to play. Thank you.
We do want to thank Lynn for her busy schedule for coming tonight. That's much appreciated. And I think she's very happy tonight because they won this afternoon. So that made her in a festive mood. So Lynn, once again, thank you so very much. And I believe it's time now for our inductees. Are you ready? Not really? Yes, you are. The first one we'll talk about is Gary Andrews, 3-time IHSAA championship coach. He led the Fort Wayne Bishop Lures girls program to a 167-44 record, and from 1992 to 2001, including 3 consecutive 2A championships, won 5 Summit Athletic Conference titles, SAC tournament champions, 6 sectional titles, 4 regionals, 3 semi-states, and the IHSAA 2A Girls Basketball Championship in 1999, 2000, and 2001. In 14 seasons as the head women's coach at St. Francis University, his teams were 322-141, with 9 NAIA national tournament berths, capped by 38-0 NAIA Division II national championship season in 2013 and 14. 3 seasons for the NCAA Division III Roberts Wesleyan College. There they were 70 and 30. His team won 216 National Christian College Athletic Association National Tournament, and he was named the 2016 NCCAA Coach of the Year. We're proud to put up for induction tonight, Gary Andrews.
Thank you. Just first of all, I want to thank God for giving me the opportunity to be able to do something I love. Somebody grew up loving basketball and be able to, after my playing career, to get into coaching. It's been a lot of fun. I want to thank and congratulate my fellow inductees and the silver anniversary team and all the award winners here. It's a great accomplishment. I want to thank the selection committee. I feel very, very honored. When I was informed that I made the Hall of Fame, my first thing was just wow. I was somebody who grew up, really watching all of the basketball growing up, loving the game, and when you find out you made the Basketball Hall of Fame, the greatest state in the world, it's pretty good accomplishment, pretty overwhelming honor. I want to thank my beautiful wife Amanda. As a coach's wife, it isn't always easy, 'cause I'm gone a lot of times, get home late at night, and she's very supportive of that. I want to thank my sons CJ and Skylar. My son CJ is 12. He kind of keeps me. Sometimes I will say young, sometimes he makes me feel old because he always wants to keep playing, and he never runs out of energy, but he keeps me young. I want to thank my parents. I was fortunate to grow up in a family, in a household that loves basketball. I was going to games when I was 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, so, really appreciate all they've done for me. I want to thank my, sister Jenny. She's my assistant coach on, the state championships teams at Lures and also all 14 years at St. Francis, so I appreciate all, she's done. My brother Fred, he's also a coach. He's coached college and high school. Appreciate him and his wife and being here, Dawn, and my nieces and nephew, George and Mackenzie. I want to thank my niece, Taya. I had the opportunity to coach her for 2 years at Roberts Wesleyan, and, that was a lot of fun, and just, thank her for everything she's done for me, everything. I want to thank also my friend Bill Scott's here. He's our sports information director at St. Francis. He's a real good friend. And then my cousin Barry, he isn't here, but we grew up together, and, he was 4 years older than me, and we always played basketball, and it's kind of nice growing up with somebody a little bit older than you to kind of teach you the ropes and make sure you don't get too big of a head and beat you up and, beat you all the time. I was somebody that got it, and then last but not least, really want to thank my assistant coaches. I've been blessed with a lot of great assistant coaches, a lot of great players. They made my job easy. It's been a lot of fun. And I was somebody that I got into coaching very, very young. I was fortunate to coach an AAU team when I was 21 that won a national championship, and I remember going, wow, I might have the best team I've ever had, and I'm 21. And that might have been the best team I ever had. But I've been lucky that, the head coach at Lourdes, I think I was hired at 24. And I remember I always enjoyed kind of being the young coach. I was probably one of the youngest coaches. Now, I'm probably not the youngest coach, but I've been head coach for over 30 years, and I still have that burning desire. I hate to lose. But when I played, I wanted to play hard, play smart, have fun. I want my players to play hard, play smart, and have fun. I'm somebody that's been blessed to, I grew up wanting to go play at Market Square Arena, never got to play there. When I got into coaching, the first year we won a state title at Market Square Arena. That was the last year of Market Square Arena. My second year, we went at Hinkle Fieldhouse, and that was where the state finals used to be. That's where they filmed Hoosier. And my third year, we won it was Conseco Fieldhouse now. I think it's Gamebridge Fieldhouse, but basketball just, I felt very blessed to win in 3 different arenas and 3 storied arenas like that. First of all, I want to thank the committee again. I want to thank my family and friends for being here. And I would just want to stop and say, don't be afraid to dream. If somebody from living out in the country in Decatur, Indiana can make the Hall of Fame, anybody can make it. So thank you. Thanks.
Hey, here.
Do this, oh yeah.
Our next inductee is Cammie Cass, state championship point guard. She was a starter for Noblesville in 1987, that undefeated state championship team, and in 1988, a state runner-up squad. Her senior season was the team's leader in assists and second in points, rebounds, and steals during her career. Noblesville teams were 107 during all 4 sectional titles, 3 regional titles, and 2 semi-state championships. A 4-year starting point guard at Fordham University, she led them in steals all 4 seasons, was their leader in assists for 3 years, completed her career with a program record in career steals of 188, which remains second in the career assist, 487, and remains tied for the single game steals, a record of 8. A senior on the Rams' first Patriot League championship team in 1992. In 2021, she was one of 5 players named to Fordham's 1990s All-Decade Team. A member of the U.S. 1997 Deaf Olympics gold medal team in Denmark, she received several numerous awards and recognitions as a deaf athlete and was featured in Sports Illustrated in 1989. Cammie Cass.
Good evening. I'm really grateful for the Hall of Fame, for the committee for nominating me for this award, and for choosing me with all these amazing other people. I am very humbled by this. Congratulations to everybody else as well. I know that hard work and persistence is a really good aptitude for athletics, but many people supported me throughout my time and opened doors for me to become a player that I am today. People looked at me and saw something inside us that really helped us. The people who came before us really helped us with our opportunities. If it wasn't for the people who came before us, we would not have been able to be successful. Without them, I wouldn't be here. I want a big thank you to my family, my parents, huge fans of mine, my mom. Wow, what can I say? She taught me self-advocacy. She was involved with everything I did. She went to every sports, every game that I did in the hearing community. She encouraged me to be involved in the hearing team and taught me to stand up for myself and advocate for myself, and I did. Even when I complained to the referees, I may have been a little too bold, but, taught me to never, ever, my dad never, ever missed a game of mine, and I know he's here celebrating tonight with us. You encouraged me to be myself, to analyze what I can be, to learn from my mistakes, learn from every game, to improve and learn. So I thank you, Dad. My brothers always played basketball with me and showed me, I followed their heart, and they showed me to follow my heart, and no matter what differences, no matter what interests we have, they were always involved. They encouraged me to follow my own path, and I did. So I thank them. I also want to thank, very special thank you for the Boys Club. That's where I started playing basketball. My career started there. Especially thank you for the director, bless his heart. He tried to explain to me that, every Fridays it was boys only. Every Friday was girls, the other days were boys only. And he tried to explain that to me, but I guess I decided that I didn't want to listen to him that time. So I went every day and played with the boys until they accepted me. So I also want to thank my team. also want to thank my teammates, my coaches, for their feedback and their support and help me understand the game. Make sure I was always included. They cheered loud. They made signs to show that, you know, what I needed to do and helped inclusion. I can't even say I would not be here without playing on their team. So they accepted me as a deaf player, so that was amazing. I want to also thank the deaf community for accepting me and cherishing me and letting me play basketball. And the opportunity to play in the Deaf Olympics was just an amazing time in my life. Also, Fordham, the Patriot League championship, that was also amazing. High school state championships, everything was just so much. I also want to thank my friends, my family, for continuing support and looking at the best in me and encourage me to be the best that I can be. Their love, their support, their laughter helped me through some tough times in my journey. I really cherish the laughter part. To thank my family for the continuing support. They never missed a game. They've never limited me and just helped me with all the opportunities. And finally, Heidi and Alex, my son. Heidi, your love and understanding and compassion, your positive attitude. Alex, your tenacity, your humor, your attitude, your heart. That was the best experience. You know, that helped me stand here tonight and be myself. Thank you.
Great speech. She is an overcomer. Thank you so much. Krista Blanc, 1989 Indiana All-Star. She set school record of 1,044 points at Tell City, graduating with a career average of 19.2 points per game, 10.2 rebounds, and a 48% career field goal percentage. A three-time all-conference selection and Conference Player of the Year her senior season, she averaged 18.8 points and 9.8 rebounds per game. She was chosen an Indiana All-Star. A four-year starter at the University of Evansville, she scored 1,123 points, graduating the fifth all-time leading scorer in UE women's history. She finished her career second in career three-point field goals made with 113, sixth in rebounds with 459, and sixth in career assists with 197. She was named an NCAA Sportswoman of the Year for athletic and academic achievements. She played professionally in the Women's Basketball Association, U.S., and in Australia. And broadcast career included the WNBA, ESPN, Fox, CBS Sports, Pac-12 Network, and Olympic coverage on the NBC network. Krista Blanc.
Well, thank you. I do speak for a living, but I have to say this is a whole different level right here. Thank you all. Just amazing to be here and be with all these amazing inductees. When Donna Sullivan, the executive vice president of the Hall of Fame, contacted me, I had no idea why she was calling. I thought maybe she wanted me to play in a golf tournament or something. I didn't know. This never came to mind, but Donna, thank you. Thank you to the committee. It's quite an honor. And there's so many people that I want to thank that have helped me get to this point and get on this stage. And we don't have enough time for everyone, but I do want to recognize my family and friends. I sent out a general email. I thought maybe a few would respond, but they responded very well. And they've come in from Texas, Illinois, Kentucky, Utah, California. So my friends and family are here and all around Indiana. So thank you for traveling in. You've supported me throughout. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Big reason why I'm here. Just want to share a few stories with you about the game of basketball and how it's really transformed my life, and tell you about some of the people that were difference makers in my life as well. And first, I have to acknowledge the 50th anniversary of Title IX that's taking place this summer. I didn't really know much about it when I was younger because I was lucky that it was always in place. And so for those strong women and men who fought for it to be in place, thank you so much. It's always taken strong women in my life, but also men who really understood the importance of this equality and what sports can do for a young girl. My sister Tracy and I were lucky to have parents that really got it. My mom Mary is here, my sister Tracy's here also, and we had a dad who was a girl dad before that was even a thing. But they always encouraged us to play in sports. They drove countless miles and all over everywhere, picking us up, taking us to practices and games. So Mom, thank you for that. My dad, Al, is no longer with us. I know he's really getting a kick out of this, though. He really encouraged me to play ball. I remember the first basketball that he bought me. It was one of those red, white, and blue basketballs, like the Harlem Globetrotters play with. We didn't have a hoop at our house when I was younger, so I would shoot at the garage roof. And after telling me many times to stop because I was ruining the roof, my next basketball was a Nerf basketball, and then he finally put a hoop up, so he got the hint. And then one other time in middle school, he signed me up for the dribble, pass, and shoot competition, even though I couldn't hit the rim yet. But I had the dribbling and passing down. I was able to compete in that. So thank you, Dad, for encouraging me and helping me to continue to play this game. I've had many wonderful coaches throughout my career. My high school coach, Steve Whitaker, was one of them, and he was taken much too soon from this earth. And today is his birthday, so I know he's here with me tonight. He really understood the big picture, thankfully, and what was possible for me way before I did. He was sending videos out to schools. I had no idea. I was just playing a game that I loved, but thankfully he understood, and he put countless hours in to benefit my life. So thank you, Coach. The former sports editor of our local newspaper, Larry Goffman, is here tonight. He's made his way up from Tell City. And Larry made an effort to cover girls' sports as much as the boys. And that was just not typical of what you would see in most sports pages. We were lucky to see a score for games most of the time. But he also has an uncanny memory and can probably tell me a lot more about my career than I can even tell you. So Larry, thank you very much. And then my college coach was Bill Barnett at the University of Evansville, and he's helped me in so many ways. He gave me the chance to play ball. He gave me a chance to get a degree and have zero debt after I got out of there. So we're still in great contact, and I appreciate him so much. And I had a mentor in broadcasting while I was in college, Bob Buck, who's also no longer with us, but I think of him so often. And he taught me so much about this crazy business that I work in. And Bob twisted my arm. He talked me into calling some sporting events with him at the University of Evansville while I was playing ball there, at a time when there really were few women calling sports and broadcasting in sports. And he saw something and knew something that I could do that I had no idea I could even do, but he saw it, and thankfully he did. And so I try to pay that forward any chance I can. There are just so many things as I get older that I can't remember, but it's amazing that most of the events in my life that I can remember involve playing basketball or being part of a team. When I signed my national letter of intent to play at the University of Evansville, I can remember where I was, what we were wearing, who was there. I remember clearing snow and ice off the driveway. I'm sure a lot of you have done that, to get some shots up in the winter. Or the songs that come on that'll take you back to being in a locker room or with certain teams. It just takes you back, and those memories. I can remember visualizing hitting the game-winning shots, and if it didn't go in, obviously I got fouled, so I'd put myself to the free throw line. I did that quite a bit. But I played professionally after college, my work in the broadcasting industry, my move west to continue my career, it's all connected by basketball and sports. And so as basketball has always been special in the state of Indiana and to me, to this day, if the movie Hoosiers is on, I can't turn the channel. You got to keep it on, and I have no idea how many times I've watched that movie. But I still get goosebumps when they win the state championship. I'm proud to have grown up in Indiana and to be part of this rich basketball tradition. I'm incredibly grateful to this game that continues to give back to me, and I'm humbled for this honor. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You got a smile for the camera.
All right, you know it.
Good job.
Thank you so much. Yep, thanks.
As usual, this program is so interesting because there's so many diverse personalities here that have done so much. And that's what makes it fun, to recognize all of them and enlighten all of us on what they have done. Charles Mayer Jr., 465 wins and IHSAA championship. He led teams to 465 wins in 36 seasons at North Posey and Princeton High Schools. His teams claimed 11 conference championships, 8 sectional titles, 2 regionals, 1 semi-state, and his Princeton team won the 2015 IHSAA 3A Girls Basketball Championship, led by the 2016 Indiana Miss Basketball and Naismith National Player of the Year, Jackie Young. His Princeton teams won 53 consecutive games from November 2014 to February 2016, 4th best in Indiana high school history. His North Posey teams won 29 consecutive Pocket Athletic Conference games from December 1982 to December 1987. And much of his coaching success followed a life-threatening health scare, an arterial ventricle malformation requiring brain surgery in the middle of the 1987-88 season. He's a 1971 graduate of Owensville High School, where he had 3-year varsity basketball letters. Charles D. Mayer, Jr.
Thank you. Well, I would like to thank the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Board of Directors. Thank you, Chris May, for all that you've did to improve and promote the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. You will be missed. And the special staff that you have at the Newcastle Hall of Fame for this unbelievable honor and special day. I would also like to thank Dr. Emil Weber, neurosurgeon, and our Heavenly Father for guiding your hands in the 9 hours of ABM brain surgery so that this day could happen. I would like to thank the only bleacher coach that I really listen to occasionally, my wife, Deborah. And she would tell you that if I would have listened to her more, I would have had fewer player-parent altercations. This is really an honor for both of us since we've been together now for 48 years. My daughters, Ashley and Mackenzie, for understanding and supporting me. My 3 brothers, Bob, John, Joe, for your support over the years. You're all the best. My parents, Alvetta, Charles Sr., who along with my grandparents and teachers at Owensville High School, encouraged me to have a strong work ethic. Kenny Sharp, my father-in-law, who also coached basketball and has had the Owensville gym, smallest sunken gym designed by Ralph Legeman, restored and named in his honor the Kenny Sharp Kickapoo Museum. The largest Legeman gym is at Newcastle next to the Hall of Fame. Kenny was primarily responsible for the donation of one of the first 2 glass backboards in the state of Indiana to the Hall of Fame at Newcastle, taken from Owensville's old gym. The replica is in the restored Owensville Gym Kickapoo Museum. Son-in-law Brad and grandchildren Braden, Brogan, and Braley, I'm so very proud of you and glad that you could share this honor with me tonight. Fred and John, I know that you are laughing, but you are also proud along with Sharon, Mick, and Dixie, who has always supported me. Present Princeton Community High School Athletic Director Jason Engelbrecht and his wife Carrie. Jason gave me everything I needed to build a successful program at Princeton Community after coaching 30 years at North Posey without interfering, always encouraging me. We learned to follow Benjamin Franklin's advice, hang together or most assuredly we're going to hang separately. I would also like to thank those who have made the trip all the way from southwestern Indiana for this induction, Bill, Ellen, Lynn, Herman. I would now like to take you on a short journey that ultimately led to this honor. It happened December the 14th, 1987, 7 p.m. at Evansville Mater Dei. I developed a massive headache, and in the dressing room with my wife, I grabbed the back of my head, stating that it was on fire. I slumped over, became unconscious, transported to Deaconess Hospital in Evansville in my dad's car in order not to upset the girls who were playing Mater Dei. I am an AVM brain bleed hemorrhagic stroke survivor. I was unconscious for 3 days. When I awoke, my wife asked if I knew where I was. I replied, yes, Switzerland. I was having a great time there, too. 9 days later, Dr. Weber performed 9 hours of corrective surgery, repairing the ruptured blood vessels that had been part of the AVM. I have no memory of 3.5 weeks of my life. Thus, from being in Switzerland from December the 14th, 1987, to having my induction into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame announced on December the 14th, 2021, 34 years later, who could have imagined it when the blood vessels burst that night at Evansville Mater Dei, that I would be able to coach an additional 27 years after brain surgery? I would like to thank all of my former players and assistant coaches that helped me get here. In 36 years, there's far too many to mention. The girls' game has really evolved in my 36 years. My first year was 1978. We had a 14-game regular season schedule. In 2016, we played 26 regular season games, and we never lost any of them. Gretchen Miles, who's being honored here tonight, played us in the very first game of the sectional, and we were able to win that game, but she did the best that she could against a very, very good team. I am also proud to say that I am probably the only coach in Indiana girls basketball history to lose a game and win a game by the score of 96-93. I was extremely excited after both games. I think I was as excited after the game that we lost as the game that we won. Early mentors that fueled my love of athletics were my Little League coaches from 1961 to 64, Ernie Racine, who believed in practice, 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 and Albert White, who used psychology to motivate our play. High school coaches, 1967 to 71, Kenny Sharp in baseball and David Douglas in basketball. They were great role models. Then Larry Colley at New Harmony High School in 1975 and Joe Jingleball at North Posey in 1977. They both taught me organization of practice and game preparation. Two men primarily responsible for me coaching girls basketball. First at North Posey was Bob Gentile, assistant principal, asked me to take over the girls basketball position in 1978. I agreed to coach for 1 year. One became 36. He would often say, "It is better to be lucky than good, Mayor." Theodore Roosevelt would say, "I was in the arena for 36 years." Jim Thompson, girls basketball coach at Princeton Community High School, took over the girls program after they had only won 2 games in 3 years. He rebuilt the program, winning over 50 in 5 years before asking me to take the place in 2011. And I'm sorry, Jim, you should have stuck around because you gave up Jackie. I have been on quite a ride since December 14th, 1987, all the way from Switzerland to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2022. It took a village of players, assistant coaches, athletic directors, administrators, even a lucky Buckeye, and at least 2,500 3x5 cars for practicing games. In conclusion, I have been a gym rat coaching 4 sports for 39 years, a school rat in the classroom for 47 years and still counting. The girls won 465 games, March 2015 Class 3A State Championship, December 2015 Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Classic Championship. Thanks for the memories. Finally, as 5-star General Douglas MacArthur said, I am now closing my coaching career, but instead of fading away, I'm moving up into the bleachers and I'm going to become undefeated. Congratulations to all others in the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2022. What a ride it has been. You've got to love it. And as Kermit would always say to me in congratulations, way to go. Thank you. Thank you.
Smile for the camera. Good job, Coach.
Everybody would like to have a Jackie Young once in their career, and you were a guy that had it. Congratulations. Monica L. Maxwell, 1995 Indiana All-Star and All-American. 1995 Indiana All-Star High School All-American and finalist for the National Player of the Year. East Chicago Central graduate, was a #1 unanimous pick for All-State selection after averaging 24.4 points as a senior, a member of the team that won 4 sectional titles, including a 22-1 season her senior year. She played at Louisiana Tech on teams that went 123-13 in 4 seasons, winning 4 conference championships, making 4 NCAA tournament appearances, including 2 Final Four appearances as a 1998 national runner-up and a 1999 national semifinalist. 1996 Sun Belt Freshman of the Year, 1997 and 1998 All-Conference, and 1999 Sun Belt Tournament MVP. She graduated 4th in tech history in 3-point field goals made and 4th in 3-point field goals attempted. A member of the 1997 Jones Cup silver medal team for USA Basketball, she played 4 seasons in the WNBA with Washington and the Indiana Fever. College assistant coach and high school athletic administrator as well. Monica L. Maxwell. That's your own fan base.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Y'all are killing me. Yeah. Well, we thank you for announcing that college record. We won a lot of games, but the only game I remember is the 13th loss. Yes, that was to my good friend and former teammate Stephanie White in the 1999 Final Four. Thanks for ending my career, Steph. I appreciate that. No, Steph and I are really good friends, but listen, I'm not going to keep you long. This is not my forte. I do not like standing up and talking in front of folks. But listen, I want to first thank God. I am not, I am honored, I'm blessed, but I know I would not be here without the grace of God. So I want to thank God for that. Yes, thank you. I want to congratulate the rest of the inductees. Also want to congratulate the newly minted Silver Anniversary team. Congratulations. I want to thank my family, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I am the mistreated middle child. Yes, I have 13 nieces and just recently 2 nephews. We are very excited to have the 2 boys, both under 2 years old. So we're buying a lot of trucks, a lot of blue things, a lot of brown things. We're excited about that. My precious mother, who is not here tonight, 2017 was diagnosed with dementia and has supported me throughout my career. Unfortunately, could not be here tonight. And now to my support group over here. I want to thank, first of all, my Uncle Pete and his late wife, Tony. When I was in high school, they were my foundation. And if anyone knows my story, I grew up in Hammond, I don't know if I can say this now. I guess 25 years later I can. I was recruited away from Hammond. Yeah. Illegally. And yeah. Transferred to East Chicago, where they had a much better basketball program. And my Uncle Pete was my foundation. So I love you, Uncle Pete. Thank you. I don't know where he is. Oh, hey, Pete, yeah, okay, yeah, thank you, Uncle Pete, I love you, you know that. To my friends and my teammates, many of which are here, they've traveled near and far. Thank you for coming down from Northwest Indiana and supporting me. Thank you for missing all those shots, get me some rebounds, let me pad my stats. I appreciate you guys, you know. I always say, you know, they keep me humble, they keep me grounded. Thank you for being my foundation and giving me my flowers while I'm still here. I appreciate you guys tremendously. To my coaches, the late Mr. and Mrs. Eldridge, Coach Dory Downing, Coach Peterson, and Coach Huppenthal, who are both here, and they're still pouring into young ladies like they poured into us 30 years ago. We appreciate you guys. Y'all were outstanding. We all turned out to be okay. I know it was rough, but we turned out to be okay. I appreciate you guys more than you will ever know. Thank you for still being my support. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Coach. And to all my fellow ladies in the 50th anniversary of Title IX, you know, a lot of us have traded our locker rooms for boardrooms, and we've traded our uniforms for suits, and we've traded our tennis shoes for heels. Not me, but some of you guys. You know, I think we have come a long way. We still have a long way to go. Yes, ma'am. We have put a lot of cracks in the ceiling. I think there are a lot more growing to do. So we are women who have solved problems. We have served people. We are humble, and we are confident. We are stubborn and open-minded at the same time. We're both teachers and learners. We're both timely and timeless. So most importantly, we are influential and we are powerful. So thank you again to the Hall of Fame, its committee, and its members. Congratulations to everybody.
Better smile for the camera now. Way to go.
Julie Rotramel Meeks, high school state finalist, IUPUI record setter. 1,227 points, 233 career assists at Sullivan High School, including a 22.7 scoring average for her 1983-84 senior season. A member of Sullivan's teams to go 61-5. She was a sophomore starter for Sullivan's 1982 state finalist squad. Helping write the career book for IUPUI women's basketball, her 1,809 career points remain the school's record for 30 years. Set career three-point field goal percentage record of 40.8 and single-season record of 643, and left IUPUI with the two highest single-season scoring efforts, highest single-game scoring performance in 42, most career field goals made in 684, most career field goals attempted in 1,625. Second in career assists with 431, and third in career steals at 227. She earned honorable mention in the All-American recognition while teams won consecutive NAIA district championships. A high school head coach with over 275 wins, mostly at her alma mater, Sullivan. Julie? Well, there you are right there. I thought I missed you there for a moment. Okay.
Second in assist, I did not realize that I did pass the ball. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, congratulations to the Silver Anniversary team and to all my fellow inductees in receiving this prestigious award. Also, I want a special thanks to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame for all their work in keeping this tradition alive. Also, I want to mention that it is extra special here tonight to be inducted in the same year as my IUPUI college teammate, KP Kristen Pritchett Mesmore. She was a great teammate, person, and we had a lot of success and fun together. I feel fortunate and blessed to have my name alongside others in the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. My journey started with two loving parents, Everett and Catherine Rotremmel, in a small town, Carlisle, Indiana. My parents raised a family of 5 children on their farm, starting from nothing. They put in a lot of hard work and made a lot of sacrifices for me and my siblings. They taught us and instilled good values. My father has passed on, but my mother is still in good health, thriving at 98 years old. She's pretty witty and sharp. It was too long of a trip for her to make it tonight, but both my parents shared in my successes throughout the years. I had the best childhood that one could ask for with wonderful parents and family. I am the youngest of 5 siblings, 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I'm the baby. And that made me a fierce competitor and fighter because I was always picked on a lot. And my joke back with my siblings would be, well, it took Mom and Dad 5 times to get it right. My 2 sisters, Marcia and Beth, are closest to me in age, and if I was lucky, they would sometimes let me tag along. My interest in basketball started when I was 6 years old, and I also got a red, white, and blue basketball for Christmas. I was so proud of it. I took it to school with me every day, played with the boys on the playground, and I was obsessed. You could always find me at Carlisle basketball courts playing with the boys and anybody else that wanted to come along. I remember, too, I shoveled snow off the courts so we could play. I had a passion and a love for the game of basketball, just like my fellow inductees this evening. When I couldn't be playing outside, I would be dribbling inside the house, demonstrating my ball handling skills, usually in front of the TV and my parents. My dad would always say, "This house is not a gymnasium," and I would always say, "Please build me one." And I interrupted a lot of their hee-haw shows. My dad and my mom were my #1 fans. They were at every high school game. They came to many in college, and they made several road trips. This honor gives me the opportunity. I want to thank some of my family members here tonight. First, I want to thank the person that has shared my ups and downs during my college days and still supports me currently as a high school coach at Sullivan High School, my husband, Koki Meeks. Thank you for all your support. I love you for that. I want to thank Dave Early and Marcia Early, my sister, my niece Amy Baxley, and great nieces and nephew, Madison, Afton, Emery, Kinsey, and Cooper. Your Aunt Julie loves you. Thanks to all my good friends here tonight, Chad, Cindy, Leela, Tommy, and Jody. I appreciate your friendship and support. I want to give a special thanks to my sister Marcia for inspiring me to play sports. She too played GAA, and that she did not have the opportunity to play IHSAA sanctioned sports. I look around in this room and I see a lot of women here that I'm sure they understand that. And my sister, I want to say thank you for paving the way for future generations of women athletes, and the other women in this room too. My other sister couldn't make it tonight. We are closer in age, but we were different as night and day. I have many comical memories from our childhood. One that stands out the most is me begging her every single day, "Please play basketball with me." She was reluctant, but eventually with Mom's encouragement, she would have to come out and play with me. But the game stopper would always be when she broke a fingernail. Like all successful athletes, I had great coaches and teachers too. I want to thank IUPUI for my education. I want to thank Coach Wilhoit, Coach Johnson, Coach Dorsey for giving me the opportunity to play at the next level. I want to thank all my teammates at Sullivan High School. I would not have had the success without the sense of family that we shared. We were all good athletes and good players on that team. My sophomore year, 1982, we made it to the Final Four. Making it to the Final Four provided our small towns with great memories and friendships that still to this day have not been forgotten. I currently teach physical education at Sullivan High School and coach girls basketball. I now know it was much easier being a player. As a coach, I try to give back and touch the lives of my student athletes as it was done for me. The coach, teacher, and person that has inspired me the most is here tonight, my high school basketball coach, Drew Petit. Drew, I cannot thank you enough for what you have done for me. Drew is also a member of the Hall of Fame class in 2011. Drew, I don't think I would be where I am at today if it was not for you. You inspired me to become a teacher and a coach. Thank you, Drew, for giving me the opportunity to play high school basketball. You were my teacher, coach, and now you're my lifelong friend. And thanks for putting up with me because I was a stinker. I heard you say she was. Okay, I know, I was. It truly takes a village. Having great parents, teachers, and coaches are essential, and I was truly blessed. There are many great life lessons I have learned from playing basketball. The one that I consider most important is the success and quality of your life is built on the quality of your relationships. Thank you to my family, friends who have been a part of this journey with me, and thank you for this award and having me here tonight.
Kristen Pritchard Messmore. BNL and IUPUI stand out. Four-year letter winner on Bedford North Lawrence's team that were 83-13, and winners of 4 sectionals and 3 regionals, 1,017 career points, and she set the BNL single game record of 53 points, averaging 15.8 points, 5.7 rebounds, hitting 52% of her field goals her senior season. She was a 2-time Bedford Times Male Player of the Year, 87 and 88, and a senior all-state selection. A 4-year player for IUPUI, she totaled 1,342 career points with a 12.8 average, 746 rebounds, that's 6.9, and 343 assists, which is over 3 assists per game. Also 230 steals at 2 per game. She graduated as IUPUI's second all-time leading scorer, all-time leader in rebounds, third in career assists, and third in all-time steals. Was a member of IUPUI's 1990 and 1991 district champion teams that advanced to the 1991 NAIA National Finals. She's the daughter of 2007 Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame inductee coach Pete Pritchett, and they are the third father and daughter duo to be enshrined into the hall. Kristen Pritchett Messmore.
Good evening. First, I do want to say Roro over here did get us in some trouble. She told me today that I was the follower, that she told me what to do and I did it. Good evening. I'm so humbled and grateful beyond words. Also, I'd like to say congratulations to all these wonderful people up here on the stage. I am so honored to be standing up here with you. I would like to take the time to thank Donna Sullivan and the election committee for this amazing award. I've known Donna since I was a young girl, watching her and my father battle it out in the Hoosier Hills Conference games. Then as a player, I battled her talented teams in the conference in the state tournament. In the championship game of the Semi-State in 1987, she beat us, and Donna, wherever you are, I have not forgiven you. That summer in 1987, I decided if you can't beat her, you might as well join her. So I played on an AAU team that Donna Sullivan helped with that summer. We actually went to nationals in Clovis, New Mexico. I have so much respect for Donna and all those that have worked tirelessly on pushing the girls' basketball in Indiana to where it is today. I want to thank you all. I never would have thought that I'd be standing here accepting this induction honor. I've been to this ceremony twice before, once for my father, Pete Pritchett, in 2007 as the Bedford North Lawrence coach. Then I came here in 2013 and was on the silver anniversary team. Both of those trips, I remember sitting here listening to the inductees, and I was honored just to be sitting in the same building. Then I received a call that I, an old girl from Fayetteville, Indiana, was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Wow, this was my icing on the cake, cherry on top, hole in one. This was my grand slam. As I tried to think about my speech and how I got here, I looked back at my first memories of basketball. The first memories that I have, I didn't get a basketball like you guys did. I remember playing out in the driveway, which was gravel, with my brother, and I remember when you dribbled the ball, you never knew where it was going to go. So I remembered dribbling it really low, and I think that was my very first ball handling drill. I would pester my brother and his friends, and I would want to play with him and his friends. I always wanted to be that extra player. I learned that I got great satisfaction from playing with those boys that were 3 years older than me. I think that's where I learned the love of defense. I want to thank my brother Aaron and his friends Jeff, Rick, and Michael, to name a few. At that point in my life, I guess I was a pretty decent player for my age. I would go from game to game, practices, and I would also, my father knew that I loved the game of basketball, and he took me to a Bedford North Lawrence game that was being played at Lagodi. I was a sixth grader. I remember that trip because when we left Lagodi, it was snowing and we had all kinds of trouble getting home. But it was worth the fear and the danger because I had seen my dream. I wanted to be a Lady Star. At the end of that school year, after some turn of events, my father, Pete Pritchett, ended up being the coach of Bedford North Lawrence. Needless to say, I was ecstatic. I was beyond loving life. I was getting to hang out with the big high school girls at practice and watch and learn the game at a whole new level. I would go upstairs in our high school and watch their practices, and I would watch them, and I would go behind. We had some bleachers at the top, and there was a gym floor up there, and I would mimic the drills and the things that I was seeing the girls do downstairs. And I don't think those girls on that team, which Bobby Joe Lovell, Kelly Fitzgerald, Lou Ann Sargent, Tina Boriff, and Sherry Farrell, they have no idea how much they inspired me. Those girls that year won the 1983 state championship. I was hooked. I wanted to be the best player I could be and tried to achieve what those girls had achieved. Then I came to high school and I was trying to reach my goals. I knew I had to work hard because I had seen my role models. I had seen those girls work extra time after practice, so I practiced extra after practice, shooting, running, doing ball handling. My freshman year was tough. We had 6 seniors. And my dad was trying to be a gentleman, a father, and protect me from those older girls, and I was the coach's kid. So I got to play 3 minutes in the second quarter and 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. And you can imagine the stress and frustration at my house at times. Who am I going to complain to? Nobody. So I was a frustrated player, but I made the best of it. By tournament time, I had proven myself, and I was getting in the game, and I was making a difference. I loved those years. I loved our fans, our town, our team, our school. It was all so special. Bedford can fill a gym with the best of teams. Our fans and our town can make a kid's dream come true, and they make you feel like a Hollywood superstar. One of my memories in high school was a tournament game my freshman year. We were playing in the semi-state, and it was time for us to run out for our pregame warm-up. It was at Seymour High School, Donna Sullivan's territory. It came time to take the lap around the gym for the pregame warm-up. I was third in line. We ran out by size, shortest to tallest, and I got about to where the bleachers start with the crowd. And I can tell you to this day, I can still hear the roar of the crowd. It was deafening. I stopped in my tracks. Everyone behind me crashed like dominoes, and the 2 girls in front of me kept going. The rest of the team, we were trying to reorganize from the crash that I had caused. It wasn't my best moment, but it was a memory. Our crowd was so loud, and I had not experienced such a roar that I will never forget. Another great memory was the day that I scored my 53 points. I can honestly tell you that I had no idea that I had scored that many points. I was a senior, I was playing one of my final games, and I was just trying to leave it out on the floor. One more thing about my 53 points is that I'm the only person in Bedford that has any record on Damon Bailey. So I'm pretty sure that makes me special. I then went on to play at IUPUI with Roro over here, and I love the challenges and practices. My college highlight, which was mentioned, is we went to nationals. We were seeded 30th out of 32 teams. We worked our way to the Final Four. The town of Jackson, Tennessee, and Procter & Gamble Company treated us like queens. I had more Pringles and Zest soap that weekend from Procter & Gamble that I have eaten and soap that I have used in a lifetime. But it was an amazing run. I also want to thank our coaches, Julie Wilhoit, Joe Johnson, Pam Dorsey, and Paulette Martin. My teammates at IUPUI will always be a part of who I am today. Once my college days were over, I did do some coaching at Cecina High School and Westfield High School, but my mother was sick and I wanted to come home and help take care of her in Bedford. I did lose her in 2001 with Alzheimer's. She was my #1 fan. Upon returning to Bedford, I did coach as a varsity assistant at Bedford North Lawrence. Then my husband and I started our family, my daughter Mackenzie, who is now 22 years old, and my son Austin Pete, named after my father, who is 20. I decided to stay in basketball and coaching, but not at the high school level. So as a lot of up here I talked to today, I stayed with elementary, middle, travel teams, and stayed in coaching. And now I'm here. My kids have graduated from high school. I have no games to go to now. And then I got this wonderful news that I was being inducted into the to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. It's like I've come full circle, and this is the ending to such a wonderful journey. I have been so blessed and grateful for my journey. I want to say thank you, and I love you to my wonderful friends and family that are here to share this honor with me tonight. First, some friends that I taught with for over 18 years, Pam and Nancy, and I also have a group of ladies that I currently teach with and used to teach with that surprised me and showed up at a table back there, and I so appreciate that you guys showed up. And I also have a cousin that surprised me, and you are my #1 cousin now, so you're #1. I want to thank my brother and his wife, Julie, who I'm blessed to call my sister-in-law, my teaching partner, but mostly you're my friend. And their son, Ben, who couldn't be here tonight, I love you guys. I want to thank my mom and dad. As you know, my mom is watching from above. I love you, Mom. My dad isn't able to be here either. He has health issues. He is 88 years old now. We have him living in a tiny house beside us, and I will definitely have him watch this later on. I was Daddy's girl growing up. I was where he was day in and day out, farming, school, basketball. I love you, Dad. My kids, Mackenzie and Austin, you are my life. You have absolutely no idea how happy I am to have you here. I love you guys. I couldn't have special ordered 2 better kids. Also, I want to thank Colton, which is my daughter's girlfriend. We love having him spend time with us, and he also bought us lunch, so we brought him along. Then my soulmate, Steve, my husband. I wouldn't want to take this journey with anyone else in life. I'm so happy that we get to enjoy this honor together. You might be my loudest fan at times, but you're my #1 supporter. I love you, Steve. I'm sorry that I have taken so much of your time, but these memories, as I wrote this speech, just filled my heart. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my memories. One last thank you to my extended family and my friends and support through the years. I wouldn't have been able to achieve this honor without all my coaches, my teammates, my family, and friends on this journey. Thank you again, the Hall of Fame Committee, for such a great day, and congratulations to everyone up here, and this is such an honor. Thank you.
Don't fall over with all the cheers, okay?
Thank you so much.
Great job.
Congratulations. Christy Smith, 1994 Indiana All-Star. She totaled 1,113 career points at Benton Central, setting school records for career assists at 506, single-season assist career steals at 418, and single-season steals averaging 21.6 points per game, 5 assists, 4.5 steals, and 3.4 rebounds as a senior for the 16-4 team. She was first-team All-State, an Indiana All-Star, and academic All-State, Career at University of Arkansas, including 1,459 career points, along with 507 in assists and 239 steals, and an 87% career free throw percentage. She led the nation in 1994 and 1995 with an 89.9 free throw percentage, was the 1995 SEC Freshman of the Year 3 times, SEC All-Conference, 4-time Honorable Mention AP, All-American, 3-time SEC Academic Honor Roll honoree. She participated in the 1997 World University Games, led Arkansas to a 1998 NCAA Final Four, and was the 17th pick in the 1998 WNBA draft to the Charlotte Sting. She played 2 seasons in the WNBA before a coaching career that has included roles at Indiana high schools and throughout the country at colleges including Purdue and Arkansas. Christy Smith.
Thank you to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for this incredible honor, and to God for the lifetime of blessings and memories He has given me in the sport of basketball. And thank you to all my family members that made this trip. It's awesome to see you guys. Growing up in the cornfields outside of Otterburn, I had a dream like many to one day win an Indiana basketball state championship. I would watch Steve Alford videos and hitch a ride to Purdue games anytime an extra ticket was offered up. My favorite games, though, were the ones played at the local high school, starting the Benton Central Lady Bison, the place where hundreds and sometimes thousands would pack a gym to cheer on the green and gold. There was nothing in the world more exciting to me, and at a young age, my only hope was to one day play in their shoes. When I consider how I went from a young kid with a dream to this place now, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, I'm filled with gratitude to all of those who gave so much to help me learn and grow. I'm grateful for Coach Jan Connor, who created a program in Benton County for young girls. Yeah, clap for her. Who created a program for young girls and to realize a dream of playing basketball and establish for us an environment unlike any other. I'm grateful for my parents who drove all over the state to get me to games and AAU practices for a sport that at the time they themselves didn't quite understand. I'm grateful for my brother Jeff and cousins Craig and Kyle for the endless games of 1-on-1 and 2-on-2, where the F word, foul, was never allowed to be spoken. I am grateful for Coach Sharon Versup, who came along my senior year of high school and walked me through the recruiting process, not illegally, helping me to understand what was to come as a Division I athlete. And then years later, she mentored me in the coaching world as her assistant at Purdue. I'm so grateful for my teammates in high school and college, the early morning workouts, the team dinners, the bus rides, the locker room celebrations, and the tears after a loss, understanding that joy truly is in the journey. I'm grateful for the media who covered women's basketball and the fans who were for us, and even those against us, like the ones who slashed our bus tires after we won sectional my sophomore year. I'm grateful for my kiddos, Dayton, Tyson, Crew, and my husband, Tommy, for picking up and moving all over the country so I could chase my coaching dreams. I'm grateful for all the coaches who invested in my playing and coaching career. Gary Blair, Tom Collin, Vic Schaefer, Pat Doyle, Mike Connor, Dan Hughes, Keith Freeman, and so many others who gave me an opportunity and told me that they believed in me. As I see my display in Newcastle and my name on this list, I understand that although it's my name, there are so many who sacrificed, encouraged, and gave to my career that allows me to be here. And for that, I will be forever grateful.
Smile for the camera. Great job.
Amy Vanderkolk set Indiana State University records. All-state player at Lafayette Jeff High School, she helped the Broncos to a pair of sectional titles, including reaching the 1983 semi-state finals and the 1985 regional finals. Selected 3 times to the Lafayette Journal and Courier All-Area team, she totaled 784 career points, was a recipient of the Golden Bronco Academic Award at Indiana State University. She graduated 4th in career scoring with 1,484 points, set the single-game record for 43 points, tied the school record for season scoring average of 19.8, and had 2 of the top 6 single-season scoring efforts. She set records in career season and single-game field goal percentages, and 762 career rebounds, were the 6th in the school history, the best in the school history at the time. She earned all-conference honors as a junior, was an all-conference and Kodak All-American nominee as a senior, averaging 19.8 points and 9.1 points in rebounds per game. She was named an academic All-American, recipient of the prestigious NCAA Postgraduate Scholarship, and was invited to the Olympic Sports Festival. Amy Vanderkolk.
First of all, we also had a red, white, and blue basketball. To the others sharing the stages with me this evening, congratulations to all of you for your many accomplishments. I would like to thank the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame and its selection committee for this most humbling honor. As an 8-year-old watching the first girls basketball state championship in February 1976, the name Judy Warren became forever and instantly etched in my memory. One evening, shortly before Thanksgiving, I was blessed by a phone call from this same Judy Warren as she informed me of my upcoming induction. What an unforgettable conversation that was for me. When I think back, I no longer remember win-loss columns or stat sheets. I do, though, remember well those many people who made it all possible and who made the journey so enjoyable. So while this honor may have my name etched on it tonight, it truly belongs to these others and deserves their names on it. I would like to take a few moments to say something to and about some of these individuals this evening. My teammates and coaches at Indiana State University. Coach Andrea Myers, thank you for putting our teams together and for always pushing us to become better. And Linda Sturgeon, my friend and good neighbor in the dorm, thank you for always waiting for our buses to return to town and for always keeping me grounded. My teammates and coaches at Lafayette Jeff High School. My 3 years of high school while being part of the legendary North Central Conference were absolutely cherished times. And our conference gyms, such as my favorite, the Anderson Wigwam, were just simply amazing. Todd Mansfield, my 9th grade coach at Sunnyside Junior High, thank you for the great and wonderful season. My late parents. My father was a 10-letter winner and Hall of Fame member at St. Joe College, a Marine lieutenant in World War II, and a professional football player before embarking on a long career as a principal, teacher, and coach. My mother, like my father, had simple expectations. Always do your best, always finish what you start, and always remember to have fun. And finally, my 6 big siblings. Neil, I recall very fondly how much fun your elder 2 sons, CJ and Jeffrey, had listening to the bands and being ball boys at many of my games. Thank you. My sister Claudia. Claudia, you have always been a proud and enthusiastic big sister, regardless of whether I had just learned my multiplication tables or learned of this honor tonight. Thank you. Dave, when I was little, you were the all-time quarterback in the backyard for Joe and me, and you threw many games so that I could miraculously win. Before my game at Duke as a college freshman, my team gave you a standing ovation because you were our one and only fan. He drove all the way in a Chevy Chevette. So, Dave, I give you another ovation tonight. Pete, when I was little, I used to look out the door waiting for the bus to bring you home from school. Years later, you looked out for me via your calls to see how a game or a road trip went, or simply to see how I was doing. Many know you as Father Vanderkolk of the Diocese of Lafayette, but I am simply grateful that you are my big brother. John, when you were a student at IU in the 70s, I had so much fun watching you in the Little 500. Years later, after one of my games at IU, I had just as much fun watching your eldest two children, Robert and Lisa, run around with pure joy on the court after the game. And for the record, Lisa is a member of the Earlham College Hall of Fame. And finally, Joe, from our childhoods full of playing every kind of ball in the backyard, including shooting hoops on our small dirt court, what fun I had. When you brought down Marion in 1982, I was treated like royalty. You had the most beautiful shot and made it to the Final Four while playing for DePaul University. I chose number 55 because that was your number, and I wanted to be like you. I accept this honor on behalf of those mentioned and so many others who supported me and gave me the opportunity to be part of Indiana basketball. Thank you.
Good job, Amy. Good job. Good job.
Well, when your name starts with a W, your last name, Stephanie, what can I say? I've had the opportunity to be close to Stephanie at the state tournament for girls several times. It was indeed an honor to do that. Stephanie White, high school and college National Player of the Year. 1995 Indiana Miss Basketball. 1995 Gatorade and USA Today National Player of the Year. WBCA High School All-American and MVP of the WBCA All-American Game. A three-time AP All-State selection from Seeger High School. She set the IHSA girls basketball scoring record at 28.69. Those are the career points, after averaging 28.3 points per game as a sophomore. 31 points a game as a junior, and state best 36.9 points per game as a senior, including a single game high of 66 points. At Purdue University, she totaled 2,182 career points, 671 rebounds, 582 assists, and 277 steals, leading them through the NCAA National Championship in 1999. 2 Big Ten titles, too, and 2 Big Ten tournament titles in 1999, the Wade Trophy recipient, and the 1999 Honda Sports Award as the top women's college player in the nation. 1999 Kodak All-American and a Big Ten Player of the Year. She played 4 seasons for the WNBA with Charlotte and Indiana, followed by coaching roles in college and the WNBA, including Indiana Fever in 2012 and the WNBA Champions and 2015 WNBA Finals. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Stephanie White.
Thank you. I see my kids making faces up here, but they still don't think I know what I'm talking about when I'm trying to teach them basketball. I will keep this brief because if any of you are like me, you're ready to beeline it to the restroom, so I will keep it brief. First of all, I want to congratulate all the inductees. Max, we've been through some things, haven't we? We've been through some things, and I am incredibly honored to be inducted in this class with you. Love you. Christy Smith, Christy Smith was the toughest competitor I ever saw. We never played against each other in high school, but those Jan Connor Benton Central Bison camps, we battled. We went in elementary school, and then I was fortunate enough to be her teammate in Charlotte. And as I said, toughest competitor I have ever seen. I'm honored to be inducted with you as well. It's really cool for me to see Candace and Connie up here too, and Katie, who's not able to be here, but congratulations to the Silver Anniversary team. Love you guys as well. I want to start by thanking a couple of my high school coaches, Tom Polf, who was my basketball coach, and Diane Hearn, who was my volleyball coach. And Coach Hearn, because she always met me at school at about 6 a.m., opened up the weight room in the gym for me to get extra shots, get some extra work in, and even during volleyball season. So I appreciate her for that. There are so many stories and so many similarities in a lot of our stories about growing up playing with the boys and playing with the guys, because girls just didn't really play outside of organized sport, especially in small towns and small communities. So I have to send a special thank you to all of the old guys at the West Lebanon gym who on Sunday nights played pickup and allowed me, as a 10 or 11-year-old, to start playing with them. I think they were probably younger than I am now when we were playing back then, but they were old as heck to me. They are those guys who really taught me how to play the game, taught me intangibles that you just don't learn as a young player. And I really want to give them a secondary shout out because as I got older, they added a second night during the week so we could get more run in. So thank you for that. Also want to thank all the boys in my neighborhood who used to come to my grandparents' house and play pickup, gosh, sometimes until 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Those are the guys who really made me tougher, more competitive, because no boy wants to get beat by a girl. So they helped me, especially David Baxter. I don't know how many of you in this room know David Baxter, but David Baxter was a guy who always kicked my butt, challenged me to be the best that I could be, and made me earn everything every day. And it is no coincidence that he is a great high school basketball coach right now. So I want to give David a shout out as well. I want to thank my family, most of whom are here tonight, in the front and in the back. It's been said many times, it takes a village, and I had that. And anybody who knows my family knows that we travel well, and tonight's no exception. Our family get-togethers always turned into sporting events, even if we were playing euchre. And there is no doubt that competition fostered my love of sport and is one of the main reasons that I have a career in sports. So thank you, I love you. I want to thank my grandpa who would wake up at 5:30 in the morning to take me to those early morning workouts. Yep, back there in the back. Every once in a while we'd make a side stop to have breakfast with the farmers first, and then we'd finish on our way up there. And he might tell you, if anybody's ever talked to him, that he occasionally beat me in a game of horse. I don't know if that's true or not, but did you beat me? Every once in a while, right? I want to thank my Aunt Becky for letting a lot of us who are in this room and up here on this stage crash at her house during Purdue basketball camps, for taking me to Final Fours and endless sporting events that exposed me to strong women that I aspired to be like. I will never forget those experiences. I want to thank you for that and for your endless support. I want to thank my parents for sacrificing so much so that I could accomplish my dream. And as everybody up here on this stage who grew up in a small town knows, particularly back in our day, there were lots of folks who didn't think we could do it. Lots of folks who didn't think we could. And my parents taught me work, discipline, commitment, and what it would take to be the best that I could be. Especially my mom, who had 3 kids and went back to college, graduating in 3.5 years. That showed me firsthand what time management, hard work, and dedication look like. And I hope that I am that same example for our boys. To my sisters, Shanda and Stacy, who were always drugged to tournaments and games and never once complained that I know of. Maybe, she might have. But it meant a lot to have that support, and it means a lot to continue to have your support. And a special shout out to Shanda, because many of you who might know that Shanda was always the muscle of the family. She was my bodyguard, So thanks for that and for always having my back. To Lisa, Landon, Sam, Avery, and Aiden, thank you guys for continuing to be my inspiration, for continuing to push me to be the best person, parent, and example I can be. I love you. I want to thank the Hall of Fame and the selection committee for this honor and for continuing to showcase the legacy of Indiana basketball. For those of us who have lived in a lot of different places, it's really tough to explain how special it is to grow up in the state of Indiana and play high school basketball. People just don't get it. Everybody up here has experienced that, and we all have a sisterhood because of that shared experience. And I want to thank the Hall of Fame for providing a place where young dreamers can go to be inspired. Because we all up here know that in 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice job.
Thank you, thank you.
Super. In closing, let's hear it. I want to thank all of you for attending this evening. Travel safely home. We heard a little storm on the roof. Hopefully you don't encounter that as you travel. I have one final order of business, and if tonight's inductees would please stand up. On behalf of the Newcastle Hall of Fame staff, the officers, the executive committee, and the board of directors of your Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, as president, I am honored to induct our 2022 Silver Medal Award winner and our 2022 class inductees into this year's Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Let's give them a hand. Again, thanks to the committee for a great day, a great evening. Congratulations to our 25th anniversary team and our inductees. Travel safe. God bless. Thank you very much. Great day. Great night.
I did that last month too.
You did great. Nice job, lady.